Hi guys, welcome to the short video about the question why not to buy this EVERCROSS electric scooter. Yeah, the official model here is E1. It's listed on Amazon with a different model type. But anyway, so here we have it. I took it out of the box yesterday. It's actually pretty easy to assemble. That's the assembling thing. It just came with 2 screws and an Allen wrench. To assemble takes only about 5 minutes. I can show you what you have to do. So here it is where we have to do something, but it's actually from the other side. So make sure that you apply the screws from the right side. It's actually from the left side here. When you're looking from the back and you get this Allen wrench, you get these 2 screws. So just put it inside and secure it. So it's only about 5 minutes. That's the only thing which you have to do. Then you can charge it here and you should be ready to go. By the way, it arrived actually already pre-charged, so pretty good. I thought, yeah, okay, now it's time to start. And here we have a really nice display, and when we long press, usually it should turn on. It's a multicolored display, wonderful thing. It has this bell, it has set button where it will track your mileage, everything. Here we have even the light. Here we have the 3 different speeds, so everything was looking really good. We have everything what we want, but there are a couple of big time problems. And before I'm sending it back, I wanted to show you all the bad stuff here from this scooter. By the way, the reason why I can't show you everything here is because it won't turn on anymore. You can see when I hold the button for a couple of seconds, it should turn on, but it doesn't do it anymore. It has been doing that. And I started, yeah, here we have the acceleration, I think. Here was the brake, and it started to run for a couple of seconds, made a very strange noise. And after that I thought, okay, let's brake, and it did same, really a strange sound, like very rough. And then it stopped. So it was definitely malfunction. Looks like also bad quality. But now let's go back to the things which are not so good. You can see the handle here. That's one thing here. I hope I can show you that. So basically we have a release button here, and then we can pull this thing out. So you can see how this works here. So this is also how it arrives, and you have to just put it in this position here, and then it snaps in. But the problem is you cannot secure it more than that. This is what you get, and you can take it out, but it will always be loose like this thing here. There's nothing which you can use to secure them. That's one thing which is a little bit a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a total killer to buy, but there is much more stuff than only this. The worst thing is also here. That's the cable. I hope you can see that. Yeah, I think now we have better light. You can see what happens here with this cable. That's definitely not a good thing. Very bad construction here. The cable is stuck inside and you cannot pull it out. So when we move it to the side, it has to be pulled out, but it's almost impossible because there's quite some resistance here at the corner. So it's caught here inside, and we have this screw here as well rubbing on the cable. We have the corner here rubbing on the cable. So there's quite some tension and rubbing and everything, and I can guarantee over time this thing will be the first part which will fail, and it will fail for guarantee. Then also the folding mechanism is really bad. I mean, I'm not saying it's not secure. I think it's pretty secure. There's some part here which snaps in, and then to release we have to push it down. There's just one big problem. You have to pull this handle or this lever here. You have to push this lever here to the front really hard. While you're pushing here, to the back to give some resistance. You have to push it back, otherwise there's no way to pull this to the front, of course, or to push this to the front. You have to like separate this. You have to push here, you have to push here, you have to push down, and at the same time you have to be with one foot on the ground, because when you just push it down, you can imagine what happens. It will bang down to the floor. So you need about 3 feet and about 3 hands at the same time to do this. This is almost impossible. The only way I have found to do this is to push with the shoulder against this handle here. That's extreme. So with one hand I hold here, with my shoulder I hold here, 1 foot here, 1 foot on the ground, and with my second hand I'm pushing this down. So that's the only way which worked for me, and even then it's really hard to do. So as a commuter e-scooter, it's definitely not working. You will have a hard time to fold this thing. I mean, I'm not saying it's not possible, but it's almost impossible, and it's definitely not possible in short time. Also, the whole scooter is very, very heavy, especially for the size. It's actually not a large scooter, it's a rather small one. You can see also the pad here where you have your feet here. That's not very large, it's rather a small one. And it doesn't have like soft plastic which would give a nice grip. You only have this deck here, like this tape. It's just like a sanding paper. And here you have a lot of grip, of course, almost too much. And here you don't have any grip. So the area where you can place your feet is very, very small actually. It's a weird design. I mean, here I have 2 examples which are really good. We have the whole area with this soft rubber thing here, also with these GO tracks. This is how it should be. For me, this is definitely an example how we shouldn't do that. And again, the cable also here, by the way, the acceleration and the brake is here in the front. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to really try this. I have no doubt that it's working really good. What we always have to be careful is about the brake. With the EVERCROSS, I had already an older EVERCROSS, and the braking was really, really bad, way too hard, really dangerous hard. So a lot of people will probably produce accidents. I cannot tell you anything about how it is here. I expect that it's much better here, that they have improved this. But overall, it's a weird design anyway. With this wheel, you can see the wheels are totally different. Here we have total different wheel here in the back, and in the front totally different. I mean, both are not inflatable, but we have a suspension here. I can show you that from underneath. You can see the suspension here, and the suspension is actually really good. I've tried this, that's not bad, but there is absolutely no suspension in the front. I can show you that you can push down as hard as you want. There's absolutely no damping, there's no suspension here in the front, and the wheel is very hard, so whenever you hit something you will feel it here on the handlebar. So the suspension actually itself is working really good. There's quite a lot of suspension that's really good, but we would need that also in the front, or at least like an inflatable tire. And it also makes a very strange squeaking sound here. I don't know if you can do something with a little bit of oil, but of course we have to be careful. The folding mechanism is good. You can just pull it down here and then snap it in, and then to release the folding mechanism you just push it down again and you release it here. There's the hook here. So I've done it here for you, so you can see that how this works. We just push it down, the whole thing, then we snap it in. Yeah, with one hand it's not working, but you can imagine how this works here in the back. So it looks very tempting at the beginning, the price and features and specs and everything, and it's really super easy to assemble, and yeah, some people even are happy or seem to be happy with it. I don't know for how long time, but for me it's definitely not working, and so I can only recommend to stay away. Yeah, by the way, there's also one thing here. This thing is not pointing down, this is just pointing straight. So if you're out in the dark and you want to ride or you have to ride in the middle of the night or when it's dark. At least it's just not pointing down anything, it's just really pointing straight more or less, so you'll have a hard time to see anything. So again, no recommendation, but I'll put down the link to the Amazon listing down into the description, so you can do whatever you want to do. And I hope I've been able to help you a little bit with this video. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.